Laws, regulations, permits in the health department, they change in every state. Sometimes they change within cities in every state. We've been talking to food truck drivers in Los Angeles, California. The most stringent rules apply here. The commissary, for instance, it's illegal not to use one. But what is a commissary? And brokers? Are brokers really needed to get the best locations?
Starting a food truck, some of the things you want to look into regulations is contacting your local health department. Every city, every health department has different regulations, different laws. Now, we like to help you within those regulations in acquiring a health permit. So not only are we just giving you a truck, no, you come in and say, I want a truck, and then we say, here it is, here's your truck based on your specs. Go figure it out, hope you do well with the health department, but we're actually in contact with the health department, not only submitting blueprints. The process is, it's like building a house. Before even the truck gets built, we have to draw blueprints. Those blueprints get submitted to your local county, depending on the state, Nevada, Colorado, and we worked with pretty much all 50 states. But we need to know what state you're working in, what county. Then we get in contact with the county, with the inspector. We submit these plans get inspected. Once they get approved, then we get the green light to manufacture the truck. So the thing that you need to know is you need to contact your health department and see if there's any special regulations within the build. Some major requirements, for example, that here in Los Angeles, what LA County does is on the aisle space. The aisle in the middle of the truck has to be a particular distance. It cannot be more than 30 inches. If it's less than 30, you will not get approved. Some of the trucks that you find on the East Coast, when they bring them into California, they're a lot smaller aisle space, and there's no way that truck will pass a California inspection. So you really have to do your homework when it comes to your particular state and your health department, and not buy trucks that you find in Florida you want to bring it into California, because there's no way it's going to pass a health department regulation. So my suggestion is really contact the health department, look into all the laws, regulations, and then do your homework.
All right, as far as for starting off a food truck business here, my advice is number one, do your homework. And when I mean by do your homework, you go check out and see what the fees are. You got to get business license. You got to make sure that you have your health department permit. You got to get everything approved by the health department. You got to take your trucks in, make sure everything is done by the rules. Basically, just following the rules that's how the food truck business works. You follow the rules, you should be all right. No problems. Anyone starting off a food truck business, you have to get your permits from the health department, and you have to get business license. And it's not cheap. Every city that you take your truck to, you need a business license. And if you don't have a business license, they will come and give you a ticket, and they'll shut you down. So with that said, you have to be prepared, and you have to be ready to rock and roll on these food trucks. If you lease the truck, you have nothing to worry about because all the permits come with the truck. But like I said, when you go to cities, you got to make sure that you get your permits. And business license can cost anywhere, guys, from $75 to $300. And it's costly, it's not cheap.
California is the toughest place to get permits. Los Angeles is the toughest place within California to get permits. Therefore, if you can get permits in Los Angeles, you can get permits from the health department within any town in the United States of America.
But you got to pay for that business license for any city you go to.
Yeah.
And that varies. It could cost you anywhere from what, $30 to $300?
To $1,000 even.
Am I right?
Pasadena, yeah.
So Pasadena, LA County, different costs.
Different.
Additional.
Beverly Hills, you want to go there? It's $1,000.
$1,000 permit. See, this is the things that a lot of people don't know.
How long is the permit for?
A year.
Okay.
This is like the things that we didn't know. You know, we thought, okay, LA County, that means covers the whole LA area. But no, if you go to Santa Monica, you need to get their permit. If you go to a different area, you got to get their permit. You're going to want to go to Beverly Hills, you better be ready with $1,000. It's just how it is.
And it better, you better have business there ahead of time. It better be worth your while to get the certain permits. I mean, I'd be strategic about what areas I was going to get a permit in before I actually grabbed them.
Again, it's all about your research and your homework. Depends on what kind of food you want to do, and depends on what area you want to go. You got to pick in the beginning.
Struggles for you guys?
My biggest struggle when I first started was to get my truck permitted. It's a brand new truck. but yet it took about a year and 5 months. So almost a year and a half to just get the permits. I mean, there's you get into this business, like with most, any other business, there's a lot of regulatory agencies, and every agency wants to get a piece of you,
Yeah.
I mean, from, you're building a brand new truck. I didn't know this. I thought I needed just the health department to come in and actually, inspect the plans. We went, I had somebody draft out the plans, the blueprints was accepted, everything's good. But prior to all of that, I had to have an approval by the state of California from the housing department. And you're like, the housing department of California has to give you an approval before the health department can inspect it. And that took forever because you got only a few guys doing it, and these guys are out there not just, inspecting food trucks, but they're inspecting a bunch of motor homes, they're inspecting homes. And so it's just a waiting game.
And that's if you own the truck. That doesn't happen
Exactly.
if you lease the truck.
Yeah. The benefit of somebody not owning a truck and leasing a truck is that, they don't have to play the waiting game as long as I did, because a lot of these trucks, even though they're older and some of them are outdated in terms of code, they were very fortunate to get grandfathered in.
For someone starting off in the food truck industry, is permits a headache that would make you not want to do this, or is permits just something that you have to do?
It's not
can
permits. Okay, you actually get a permit from the LA County Health Department, or you have a permit from the OC Health Department. It's not the permits, it's the business license. For every city you take that truck in, you need to have a business license. And if you don't, good luck, because if they shut you down, you're going to get a ticket and it's going to cost you. So you're better off going to get your business license before you're going out there to take a chance.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's needed, yeah, definitely. But again, it's...
Now, I was in Glendale a while back. I was on a private lot, and I was told they can't do anything to me. Well, guess what? Police officer pulled up on the private lot and shut my ass down and gave me a ticket, and it cost me $600. And let me tell you something, I went screaming and yelling down there, and there was nothing I could do. I had to pay my $600, and I didn't renew my license because I ain't never going the fuck back there. Oh, I'm sorry. I ain't going
It's
back
okay.
there.
This is a documentary. We can curse.
I ain't fucking going back there. Sorry. Kiss my ass. Glendale saw their last days with Raging Cajun. Sorry. No. I'm not going back. No.
Dan ran out of
refrigeration.
water the other day. Health department came on his truck in the middle of a night. When the health department turned on the nozzle, Dan's water ran out. Dan got shut down immediately.
Yep.
So I called the health department and I said, why did you shut his truck down? Because he said to me, I can't pour more water in the tank because of special nozzles at the commissary. So I called the head of the health department and I said, how come he was shut down? And the reason why Dan was shut down was because if he were to simply drop 15 more gallons into his tank, then where would that 15 more gallons of wastewater go? It would overflow his waste tank. Therefore, the health department had to shut him down. Do you see the reason now?
Hmm?
And do you agree with it?
I definitely see the reason. I definitely understand why, because on a truck, your waste tank is only but so much. But the same token, your freshwater tank is only but so much.
But you can also upgrade both of those items on your vehicle.
It's already been upgraded. I built the largest there is. It's one of those moments where you just you're SOL. We started at noon. They came at 9:30. 9:30 at night.
Same location.
Yeah, remember that day? Oh man! If they
That's
came
a-
around
that's a-
4
that's a
o'clock,
mess,
5
yeah.
o'clock, it's a different story. 9:30, we got half an hour to go. We have enough, a little bit more water so that we will. And the point that I was trying to get across to the guy was like, well, I got about, 40 gallons of fresh water in my truck. I got a huge truck. And if we go through that fresh water that much, it's because my guys are, cleaning their hands, washing utensils. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. At the same token, I understand that, we will or might run out of water, so I park closer to a restroom that they can have access to, see? That wasn't good enough for them. But I understand, the law is the law.
It's time to talk about the
Commissary.
Commissary.
It's good. I'm glad the health department has really, you have to, each truck you have to go to a commissary. It's just sanitary to do so. At mine, I get ice, I get to wash it every day, I get to clean it out.